Hey guys, I wanted to show you some new updated Svipul fits for post-nerf. CCP changed a couple things when they nerfed this Svipul. I think it was a needed nerf, even though I hate to see all that power go away from the ship. It was nice to have something that powerful as a solo pilot. The biggest change was the power grid. It was 96, 97. Now it's only about 73. The base speed as well had changed, and you can see in propulsion mode here. Used to get about 660, 680 base speed, and that was with nano or an overdrive here in the low slots. To make it work, what I did is I dropped the medium shield extender for the adaptive invol instead. Doing that, let's go to defensive mode. Doing that meant I had to fit a coprocessor 2. Didn't have to. But if you wanted that and the added rocket launcher, you had to do the coprocessor too. In defensive mode, when you overload your invol, I think you're just as good or better as far as effective hit points compared to the old fit. I added or switched the newt for a NOS. The reason for that was, for one, I found that I was getting neuted almost every fight I was in. And for two, having this NOS guarantees, or almost guarantees, that you're going to be able to keep running your invol and maintain your tank, because when that goes off you lose a lot of hit points and recharge. Added the rocket launcher because why not? The slot was there, and now with the changes that have happened, I see this fit as more a high DPS, get in, kill something, separate it, kill it, pull it off its friends maybe, and kill it and get out before its buddies arrive. So that's kind of what I see this. This isn't the fit where you go in and take on 3, 4, 5 people and then get away after you've killed 1 or 2. This is the one where you go in, you commit, you do tons of damage overloaded, 465 overloaded, and then since you can overload for over a minute, you'll probably overload from the start all the way to the end. Drop the target really quick and get out before his buddies arrive. That's how I see this fit, and I think it still would work well for that. However, I think I'll spend more time flying something like this, the Tinnamin fit. In my experience flying the Svipul, and I've flown it almost exclusively since it came out, I've found that the Tinnamin, even with these changes to the power grid, is worth it. It's really, really nice to have. The Tinnamin allows you in propulsion mode, let's go there, to overload it and go really, really fast in a straight line, so agility doesn't matter all that much. Really fast in a straight line away from your opponent, even webbed. You can scram him, move away, get out of his web range and get away. And I've had that happen in almost every fight I've been in with it. It's been something I've used a lot, where I've either taken on a target and then realized, in the case of a Gnosis, I took on a Gnosis and realized, no, I'm not going to be able to win this fight. Let's back up. So I used that to get away from the Gnosis and warp out safely. I also used it in another case where I was under attack from several targets, where I'd started on just one target, killed him, but by then I was tackled by several and had to use it to get away before the rest of the guys could kill me. So it's great for escapes. It allows you to get into those bad situations and have a way out, so long as you have enough hit points to tank it, which you have to kind of play a little bit of a game in deciding which one you're going to go with, propulsion or defense mode. Defense gives you the hit points, propulsion gives you the speed you need. Usually if you're trying to escape, you want to go propulsion mode. It's got the NOS to make sure you got cap for your afterburner. Base speed again is a little bit low for my liking, and I added a core probe launcher here just because if you see the opportunity to scan someone down in a combat site or something like that. To make it fit, I had to get a Tech 2 ancillary current router and a micro auxiliary power core 2. There's probably other ways to make that fit, but in the end, that seems to work really well. Still got the shield extenders, going for an effective hit point tank, just buffer tank. It makes it a little bit more simpler. I know most people prefer the ASB, but when it really comes down to it, it's not that much of an added benefit for the cost of having to run the ASB and manage it the whole time. So for me, and for any recommendations I make to other people, I say don't worry about the ASB, go with a buffer fit, take a lot of the complexity out of it, and focus more on fighting well, managing your distances, maintaining situational awareness of your overview and your D-scan, that kind of thing. So the next fit is the Insta fit. This fit was very, very popular. The reason for that is because it allows you to get some really easy kills really quick and take people by complete surprise. They just don't know what the heck's going on, as I'm sure you saw in the video I did with this one. After I released this fit, I got a lot of emails from people that was telling me about the kills they got with it, and I'm pretty impressed with the amount of things that people have gotten with it. You got to be careful because you have no defenses, no way out. If you're caught, you're just out of luck. Stay in sharpshooter mode. You got over 3,000 scan res, and that's not in a fleet. I mean, we can, if you go into a fleet, then you're 3,300, and that's just with fleet bonuses. That's not with any kind of links or anything like that. That's just with the standard fleet bonuses. So that's pretty awesome. And that's going to be InstaLock. You're going to lock a frigate, 0.7 seconds, just for fun. Light drone, still less than a second for a 25 signature radius. That's awesome. So basically, as long as you have eyes on the other side and you know that it's not something too big for you, you can sit on a gate, not a region gate, just a regular gate, and pop stuff all day. Some interceptors, not all. Almost all frigates, and covops that don't cloak. Maybe a few really weak haulers, that kind of thing. Great for getting easy kills. The only change I made to this one, I dropped 2 guns, made no difference whatsoever. CCP adjusted the guns, so even though it looked kind of like they were nerfing the DPS output, they weren't. If anything, they improved it by adding less guns. That means less heat when you overload. So in a typical fight, you would have this overloaded prior to the fight, primed, and then I added this light missile launcher here just because you could. It would fit without any added mods or anything. There's plenty of power grid, plenty of CPU. Might as well throw it on there. It's a small little bit of added DPS that might ensure you kill that target before he can react and potentially turn on his tank or tackle you or whatever it may be. And whatever you can get is going to help. So overloaded, 463 DPS, 2,247 volley, but that's the volley from the guns. It doesn't count the volley from the missiles, which I'm not sure if we can see. I'm not sure if this is accurate, but yeah, thermal damage 128. So if that is accurate, then that takes it up to 23,670 something. So still a really good fit, and you don't even have to change anything really. To get all these fits, just go to my website, eveproguides.com, or click the link to go to the article itself, and you'll see all the fits directly under the article.